Hey everyone, so I wanted to share with you two kind of crappy things that are going on right now in my office here today because they just drive me a little bit nuts. They take me a little bit off my game as well too, and I don't like that at all. So in my business, it's my business. I go out and I serve and I help people. I find people like you to go out and serve and help. That's what I do. And I'm exceptionally thorough with it. When I'm with you, you have all of my attention and all of my time. And I'm always thinking about it. I'm always figuring out different things. So in my appraisal business, I got a phone call from a different appraisal company. They sent me over some schedules that they wanted me to go out to a property here in Windsor and do a schedule, a value. Pretty common thing. So I went out to that property and I did my schedule of value. And I assigned a valuation of all of the items at the estate of $96,000. Pretty substantial. I think that you would agree. The auction company was not from the area, and they came in and they took a bunch of stuff out of the house and they moved it to a completely different market. They moved it to a completely different market without using any locations, far closer to major population centers. Changes the appraised values entirely. All of a sudden, the items are no longer in the city of Windsor. They're now in some other city. They did an auction with the smalls, and the auction did exceptionally well. I would call it, from a Windsor perspective, blowout. They're doing a second auction for the big items here in the city of Windsor. And their photos and process at this auction is kind of half-hearted, if you will. It's not as nice as what they did in London. The items were photoed really well there. And photos make a big difference, and cataloging makes a massive difference on valuations of an item. That you're closer to a population center makes a big difference to an item as well too. It's all put into an appraisal report. It's all done that way. I reviewed and I didn't do an appraisal report. I was just given the task as a contractor to them to go in and assign a schedule of items and values. That's it. So you don't go in and pick through every item and write everything down, because the bank representative was there when I got there, and I said, so the scope of this, she said, oh, hell, Brian, I want to get the heck out of here. It's a 2.5-hour drive home. Whatever you need to do, go ahead and do it, but just give an idea of valuation. Okay, good. It's perfect. Not a problem. I noted that in my appraisal or my schedule. Two completely different things. Words mean things in this case. So then, okay, great. Not a problem. I come up with a $96,000 value for everything. The first auction does gangbusters. The auction that they have going on here doesn't close for like 10 days yet. It's an online auction. So it has wonderful time to run and do really well. I noted everything. Even though I wasn't supposed to do a report, I was only supposed to do a schedule. All of the contributing factors to the report are there. They're all written out. Yes, there's this closet of items. But every time I try to stick my head in that closet, everybody pushes me out of there. It's in my report, even though I didn't have to do a report. But it becomes a limiting condition. So then, the main guy for this auction company, for whatever reason, and I don't know, is mad. And he has one of those really weird personalities that can really upset you very, very quickly. And he sends me an email where he's bullying me. And he uses his title for the appraisal company. or the appraisal designation place, because he's on the board there. He uses that title. So then that changes everything, because it's like, now I have no choice but to notify the organization that I'm part of and the head of that organization about this bullying email. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to take the time out. I don't want to have to steer that way, but I have no choice. So I had to get done today. Called up to that guy. He's like, thank you for bringing it to my attention, Brian. Hopefully this gets settled out. What do you want me to do? And I said, I don't want you to do anything. I've asked him what he's upset about so that I know I can learn how to be a better appraiser. And I will just discard everything else in this email that he sent me. I hope that he can find at some point in time, through his anger or whatever it is that he's going through, that he figures out some way to be able to communicate to me so that I know what I did wrong, so I can be a better appraiser in the future, because that's what the whole basis is of this whole thing. And he's like, okay, perfect, that's good. If you need me, I'm here. I said, yeah, hopefully. We don't. We'll see. But that had to be done, and that takes time to get that done too. And it also takes me off my game mentally. It's just upsetting. It's pissing me off, in essence. These outside people to my firm who have nothing to do with my firm. And I'm supposed to be having my crew volunteer time for them in October. He's bullying me? Do I really want to expose me and my employees to that culture? The answer is no. But I can try to forgive him if I get some clarifications from him between now and October. So hopefully that all works back out. But if you ever get bullied, and you have to take the bull by the horns, and trust me, I've been bullied a lot. And I've been, worse things have happened to me. So you stand up, you call it out. So that leads me to my next part of this story. The next thing in my office going on right now. So I'm part of a networking group here in Windsor, or I thought I was. And this networking group has made some changes to it. It was an open group, just everybody's welcome. But then a person, I believe, this is just speculation, but a person in that group wanted to make some changes and took some control, even though it's just an open group, from what I know. But then I had to send a note over to my council asking for a review of the organization, because in order to stay a member or to become a member again, I don't know. I know other people that were grandfathered in because I was a member in good standing, but then all of a sudden in June, July, August, September, I was never given any invites to anything that this group was doing. So that would leave me, uh-oh. And I sent emails saying, hey, can you please keep me back in the loop? Never worked. So now they've got a new website. So I went to the website. I'm like, oh, okay. And there's advertising on the website. I'm like, this is great. I can't wait to have Adam send something over to them. This is going to be awesome. It's all seniors networking. It's all the stuff that I do. It's all the designations and licenses that I have. You can't argue with what I have. I've got the designation for it, for gosh sakes. I've taken the classes. So I am competing against some of the businesses in there, but there's all kinds of retirement villages in there. So, and they're all competing against each other. Why wouldn't that be welcome? You can't discriminate against one when you're allowing it to happen with others. I get that. I've faced discrimination in the past. And I hope that I can control this and say, look, wait a second, ding, ding, ding. Don't go down that path. It's not a pleasant path that you want to go down. But there's terms and conditions of membership now. And none of it runs in cohesion with the Canadian, I forget what it's called, Human Rights Act. I'm going to read it to you. Just some of the highlights. You'll get a kick out of this. This is kind of funny stuff to me. My ADHD brain. Membership is granted. Terms and conditions. Start at the top. Membership is granted or revoked at their discretion, not mentioning who the group is, so I don't violate any rules, and autonomous determination. That's funny. Like, who in the heck wrote this right away? The very first sentence, you're like, I got to look up what autonomous determination means. And that means basically ethics. Easiest way to think about that word. The resolution team can amend. Okay, there's now a team. Resolution team. Can amend or withdraw any categories of service from any member at any time. Okay, so I've got categories of service: seniors, moving, seniors home, home health, all these designations that I have. They're all categories that I list on the application. Because supposedly I need to do an application, even though other people were grandfathered in. Again, I don't understand. The resolution team can amend or withdraw any categories of service from any member at any time. So you can have your head cut off by them at any point in time, and they're free to do it. No, this is Canada. You're not free to do it. Targeting categories outside of the approved categories, targeting categories, is grounds for immediate action, including but not limited to removal from this group. Membership can be terminated at any, and get this one. This is funny too. Membership can be terminated at any time with or without cause upon a majority vote from the resolution team and any elected board members. It's an open group. There was never a resolution team, and there was never any board members. We never had any votes. As they deem necessary. The applicant can terminate their membership at any time with formal written notice to the current president. I didn't even know we had a president, or any member of the resolution team, which I don't even know. No fees collected nor any portion thereof will be refunded on any termination of any membership. This group reserves the right to create, change, and implement as well as remove any rules, conditions, or privileges for any member at any time. So each member has their own rules and regulations. Try that in Canada. No. Sorry about your luck. Doesn't work that way. This group is a not-for-profit, unincorporated network of individuals and does not carry on any actual exchange of goods or services. That's correct. That's completely correct. That was a fair statement there. It's an open group of people. We just go for coffee and we talk about our businesses and we try to help senior citizens across this great city. It's all the group is meant to do. That's why I'm part of it. They have all the right reasons for existing. Then all of a sudden, one member. We do not endorse any members or their products or services or opportunities discussed. Membership will allow certain privileges for each member, including the opportunity to meet and create relationships with individuals and business owners the applicant might not otherwise encounter. Membership will allow certain privileges for each member, including the opportunity to meet and create relationships with other members. I'm glad it's allowed. It's a networking group. You would think that that would be allowed. A membership entitles a member to fully participate in all meetings, offers an opportunity to make arrangements for formal presentation when timing permits, and participate in any of this networking group's related activities. Okay, good. This networking group in no way makes assurances of any monetary value or other consideration to any member. This group makes no representation that the membership will meet the applicant's requirements. That's true. that the benefit of membership will meet the applicant's expectations or that the member will benefit in any way economically from this membership. That's true too. It's up to us. Givers gain. Members agree to actively participate. This is one that is interesting because since I haven't been able to be there because they haven't invited me, members agree to actively participate to attend meetings. Attendance and participation will be monitored and will be a key element to the continuous membership being awarded to the applicant. So somehow, if you don't go, they're going to fire you. Okay, seems logical, kind of to me. It's not fair, but it seems logical. Okay, because I always went. I like to go. It's what I want. It's why I was part of the group. Want to go. Want to learn about all these other businesses so I can help senior citizens. Perfect. We get it. Why do we even need to have that in there? The limitations for absences are subject to change this week, next week, whenever, and be at the sole discretion of the resolution team. It's funny. I'm sorry, that's funny. Somehow there's some kind of resolution team that's going to fire you, and you can't go back to the resolution team to ask for resolution. Weird. Doesn't seem like that meets Canadian law at all. The applicant agrees to defend, hold harmless, and indemnify the group from and against any losses. So each member, what that statement says then is that each member becomes liable for the activity of the group. All damages and costs, including reasonable court, legal, and expert fees and costs arising from claims, lawsuits, and other legal actions. It's an open networking group. How is there going to be lawsuits and other legal actions? Doesn't make any sense. People go. They're welcome. Come on in. It's great to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your business. We want to know more. It's all that the group does. It's weird. Other than claims, lawsuits, and legal action brought by any third party against this group. To the extent such losses were caused by the applicant that was not in good faith, was a violation of applicable law, was fraudulent, libelous, slanderous, or some other unnamed form of personal injury, constituted willful or reckless misconduct. So technically, doing a video could possibly be reckless misconduct on the eyes of the resolution team. So they might fire me. And I might not have any resolution to be able to get my job back, even though I don't have a job. I just go for coffee and donuts. Don't understand. Then it says the applicant will not take on any action or permit any action that would commit the group to any obligations or misrepresent the group. It's pretty easy to not misrepresent them. They meet for coffee and donuts and they talk about their businesses. That's pretty much what they do. And then we network with each other. We build relationships with each other. If I run into a client that needs something, I got a resource for that. That's what the group's supposed to be there for. The applicant expressly understands and agrees that the group shall not be liable for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or exemplary damages, including but not limited to damages for loss of profits, goodwill, or other intangible losses regardless of circumstances. So goodwill is like if your logo was somehow misrepresented on the website or somehow changed on the website by some guy that went in there and programmed it differently. Misrepresentation. Regardless of circumstance. By signing below, the applicant indicates that they have read, understand, good luck with that, and agree. I don't agree at all with all of the above terms and conditions and sign this application freely and voluntarily, and intend to assume all obligations, risks, and responsibilities associated with membership in this group. The applicant further agrees the information provided in this application is true and accurate, and that any misrepresentation will be reason for immediate removal from the group. So if you lie, they find out, they'll remove you. Okay, seems fair. If I was to give up a designation, I should change that in the group. Okay, seems fair. Just like if I change my address or anything, I have to notify all of the legal entities that hold my licenses. Okay, it's part of that responsibility. I get that. Pretty good. The applicant further agrees the information provided in this application is true and accurate. That way, if there was anything that they said, hey, you don't have that, oh, yeah, sorry, I did say that it was true and accurate. Okay, that's good. And any misrepresentation will be reason for immediate removal from the group. Should the above information need to be amended, a newly completed application must be submitted for approval from the resolution team. It's an open group. If I was to add another designation, so if I filled out the application today, and if I got a different designation, because as you guys know, I'm getting more designations. Why wouldn't I want to continue my education? I don't get it. But that if I do that, that's free. I'm free to do that. But if I get another designation, then I have to write in a brand new application that may or may not be approved for an open group. Come on in. Welcome. Have some coffee. Have some donuts. Tell us a little bit about your business. Feel free to chat with each other. That's all the group does. Then, small print. That's why this is so frickin' funny. That's why I spent the whole 22 minutes here. NB, whatever NB means, I don't know. Submission of this application does not confer any rights to or reservation of membership in the group. In considering granting of its membership, the group is relying upon the representation and covenants of the applicant made in this application. This application is not binding until it has been accepted by the resolution team and signed by the current and acting president on behalf of the group. Okay. So somehow, while they weren't inviting me, they put together this whole group. They've put together this whole terms and conditions without any consulting with the group, and are asking everybody to sign it. It's no longer an open group. Wonder who took control of it. Sponsored by a major retirement village in town. I wonder if their legal team even knows that this is happening, because when you read this, their legal department would be like, what the hell? We can't do this. So anyway, so not by until it's been accepted by the resolution team and signed by the current acting president. A copy of the approved application will be provided to the applicant, and the original signature copy will be retained by the group. Okay, that's fair. Give me a copy. That way I know that I'm a member of the group in good standing, and then I know what my responsibilities are to stay in good standing. But then I have to sign this. And there's things in here that run completely counter to what I believe in. There's things in here that run completely counter to some of the other members that I know that are part of the group. They invited me to go to the group. And so I'm like, geez, what the heck? So I had to reach out to my counsel. I have to pay him some money to have him review this, to tell me if I can even sign the darn thing. If I can't sign the darn thing, and I'm already a member of the group, so then it's like, okay, let me call over and talk to some other people who are part of the group. Did you know about it? No, I did not know about any of that, Brad. That's interesting. I better look at it myself. Because you're right. I didn't know that there's now this whole hierarchy of control, or there's an attempt at the hierarchy of control. Didn't know that. And that's the same response that I got from the legal department at the retirement village. We didn't know that there was a whole attempt at a hierarchy of control. Didn't know that at all. We're going to look into that, Brian. Be interesting. Thank you for letting us know, because we had no clue. So that's the other thing. What's going on in my office today? Every so often in life, things come at you and you're like, I got it all covered. I'm a professional. It's all there. It's all covered. Don't know why you're upset. Don't know why you're trying to bully me. But it doesn't go well. I'll ask you, I'll forgive you if you tone yourself down. Let me know what you feel that I did wrong so I can learn to be better next time. And I'll forgive you your transgressions against me. It's a Christian thing to do, isn't it? Forgive others who trespass against you. Because you might trespass against somebody else too and ask for that forgiveness. So if they come to me asking for forgiveness, gee, Brian, okay, here's what's going on. Here's what I'm scared about. Here's what I'm upset about. Here's whatever. Because when I look at the review that I did, it's spot on. It's what I was trained to do. I don't know if it's an A+ or not. Might be a B-, but it's still passing. Don't get it. Don't understand. It wasn't a whole report anyway. Just asked me for a schedule. And I did that. I talked to people about things I didn't know. What do you think this is worth? Here's what I think, Brian. Okay, great. I'll put that down. Made note of it. Okay, good. It's what I'm supposed to do. How is it that I'm suddenly on the hook? It's because you don't like what I did. It doesn't work that way. Don't bully me. If I have to get involved, I have to get involved, especially if it's something against me. I mean, if I see things that are wrong about something going on with other people, I'm the first to step in and say, no. You have to go through me to get to them, because all it takes is two people to stand. If I had another person standing with me at Chrysler when I worked there, I'd still be working there. But I didn't. And it's okay. It's all water under the bridge. I'm sitting here today. So, and then with this group, I'm like, if I had to sign this to be part of this group, which was an open group, that's now suddenly a closed group, and the people in the group don't even know that it's now a closed group, there's a problem with that. The other problem, just so that you know, is that it was June that I wasn't invited and dropped off, supposedly. I don't know exactly what happened. But June was also Pride Month. So it set a double standard. It said, hey, we're not going to send you an invite this month. And you don't want to go there either. You hope that that's not the case. You just truly hope that that's not the case. Please don't go there. There's other members of the group that are part of my community, so I don't think it's that. I think it really just is that I am building something that is far superior to one of the power people in the group who's taken more power. And because it's an open group, the membership should at least know, wait a second, this is not what we're signed up for. This is an open group. Maybe that person needs to go in front of the resolution committee or the resolution team, using the right language, and be disbarred for their actions to even create this without anybody knowing about it. It is just one of the weirdest of things. So, I don't know. This is this video. Some of the things I'm dealing with, it's all good. I'm going to go back to just running my business. I'm going to go back to focusing on the things that I'm supposed to be focusing on. And I do have a little video about interest rate cuts coming up here next. Have a great day. See you later. I'm going to go back to work. Bye-bye.